Hey you guys, it's Vince Pizzolatto, founder of Hairdresser's Advice on Facebook, and also the creator of the Shatter Blade, which is a scissor that breaks 5 textures and when you pull out of channel razors. And we have a whole line of Shatter Blades, which I'll explain to you. Basically, this is the Shatter Blade. It breaks 5 textures. It creates 5 different textures as you pull out of the hair. And especially if you're point cutting and things like that, you're going in deep and point cutting. And as you pull out, it'll channel razor as you pull out. Now we have straight blades as well. So we have straight blades as well as the texturizer. And I wanted to share with you the different types of blades. So the first blade is a bevel. And a bevel is more for flat surface cutting, and that is a bevel. If you look at that edge, you can see right here where I'm running my finger along, it's a flat bevel around the blade. These have a tendency to cut more bitey, grabby, because what they do is when you flat surface cut, it kind of grabs the hair before you cut it, and then it gives you that real straight line. And then the second edge is a convex. And this is the convex, and the convex is more like a turtle shell, they call it. So it has a tendency to cut softer, and they do push a little bit. Convexes have a tendency to just tiny bit push a little bit. So they cut softer. If you're doing what we would call a Farrah Fawcett PV, where you pull the hair forward and you want to slide cut down the hair, the convexes are great with that. So they're fantastic for that kind of cutting. They cut real soft and they feel really good. So, and then the third edge that you have is what we call a sword. And it's a combination of a convex and a bevel put together. And you can see it on this blade right here. This is a sword edge. And this is a good all-around blade for all kinds of different cutting techniques and different kinds of cutting. So the sword edge is great for that. So you have 3 edges: bevel, convex, and a sword. And the sword is a combination of the bevel and the convex put together. So you have those 3 edges. So depending on what you're looking for as a hairdresser, like one of the things that I do is I like to look at my scissors and see what I have as far as like convexes, bevels, things like that. So then as I make my next purchase, I know what I'm looking for. Because a lot of times I'll have a convex and then I might be looking for a bevel. And so I need to know what is the difference between a bevel and a convex. And like I told you, the bevels have a tendency to be a little more grabby, bitey, is how I explain it, because they grab the hair before it cuts, and then it cuts that real flat, straight line. Where the convexes have a tendency to not be like that. They have a tendency, it's a softer feeling cut. They don't have a tendency to cut a real flat line like that. But they're a great scissor for all around cutting. And then we also have our dry blade, which is what we call a fatty. And this is our fatty blade, and it's basically a convex scissor, and it's great for dry cutting. It has a real wide blade on it, and the tips taper, and it's just a real soft cut. It has a tendency, even with dry hair, it feels soft. So this is a wonderful scissor for dry cutting. And then your convex and your bevel can cut wet or dry, and that makes it a little bit different that way. So anyway, I want to thank all you guys for being in the group. I want to thank you for participating, putting up posts, asking questions, things like that. We're there for the education. We're there to help each other. One of the things I like to say on Hairdresser's Advice is we're helping hairdressers live their purpose. And that's kind of our mission statement as a whole. And that's where we really want to be behind the hairdresser and their career. So thanks everyone for being in the group. If you're new to the group, welcome to the group. If you've been in the group for a while, thanks you guys for participating in our group. We love having all of you. and it's been a fantastic journey. Keep posting and have fun on Facebook, you guys.